Hi everybody, it's time for travel time chit chat with Tamara. I hope you guys get as much of a laugh out of that as I do, because seriously, I do not have a singing voice. I don't know, it makes me laugh, and that's, hey, why not start a video every time with some laughter, right? That's good, even if I'm laughing by myself. All right, well, let's see. I'm gonna turn the AC off. Hello, why is the AC on? It's 64 out. What is today? Today's Thursday, August 3rd, I think. And this probably won't go up for another week or so because I am traveling today. We're gonna be leaving today. I actually have to run out to go to the UPS because last night I sold a printer. I'm like, oh, I kind of kept my store open till this morning so I could, my eBay store, Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari, all of them. I left open Amazon, which I still got to close down Amazon. I left them all open so I could just package this morning. I knew I had about an hour extra, so, I was expecting 1 or 2 orders to come in, which I did. I got 3. 2 are the post office, and 1 is UPS. So I wish I would have paid attention to the whole UPS one and saw whether or not what the price was between UPS and shipping to USPS. Okay, I guess I'm clear to go. And it's such a blind, like, going, actually, I got 3 here. I got three going to the post office and 1 to UPS. So because now I got to drive all the way out to Potsdam versus like the post office. But it's not even 9 o'clock in the morning, and my post office doesn't open till 9:30. So I said, well, I'm gonna waste the time. I'm gonna run to the run to UPS store, and then I'm gonna probably swing by and grab a breakfast sandwich so I have a full belly when we get in the RV, as we are heading out going to Pennsylvania. I think it's about a 6.5 hour drive, around 6.5 hour. And of course a little bit longer because we'll be driving the motorhome, and usually don't go as fast as I do in a car, or I should say he goes in a car because my husband does all the driving. Yeah, and it's a rainy day today, so yippee-ki-yay that we get to pack everything up. Well, most stuff I packed up yesterday. Like I did a grocery run yesterday and then put it right into the, I did a grocery pickup at Walmart and did it right into the RV. So now I just need to bring my clothes, because I didn't pack the clothes till this morning, which I think Tony will probably bring over. He's getting the Jeep and stuff hooked up right now. It just paused in the rain, so hopefully it's sprinkling right where I am right now, but hopefully it stays paused while he hooks that up. So that's what we're doing. We're going to Topless for Tatas at a off-road park called AOAA. It's near Cole Township, Shamokin, something like that, in Pennsylvania. And we're gonna hit some off-road trails and raise some money for breast cancer, and then after that, Tony and I are going to be heading to the Binghamton, New York area, which they call the Southern Tier of New York. And we're going to be spending from Sunday to Thursday there. And then we'll head home on Thursday. So we'll be gone Thursday to Thursday. And I put my store on vacation for every platform but eBay. And eBay, I extended my handling to 10 days. So I only wanted to extend it for 6 days, 6 business days. But on eBay, it goes from 5 days to 10 days. which is really stinky. So probably what I'll do, I won't get time today, but maybe tomorrow, if I get time, I'll go in and I'll edit it to 5 business days instead of 10. And then if I've got internet coverage with my phone, then, because I'll hotspot it to use my computer, because it's really hard to do certain things on your phone. The eBay app is not made for a seller. There are some things you can do, like list, and you can send offers, but a lot of the other stuff, like I wanted to check the research tab for Terapeak the other day, and I was having a heck of a time. Now you can go and say, oh, I want the classic site, and pull up like Chrome on your phone and go to ebay.com and say you want the classic site, but it still was really hard, and there's still a lot of stuff I couldn't see. It was converting it into like app friendly on Chrome, and it was still really hard. I just wish that eBay would come out with an app like Etsy has a seller's app and Etsy has a buyer's app. Amazon has a seller's app and Amazon has a buyer's app. eBay, you were first in the realm of these platforms, and you still just have the one app that does everything, which does nothing. Really, it's just, I'm not a huge fan of the app. You can't upload videos. If you're gonna record a video for your listing, you can't upload it via your phone. You got to take it from your phone, transfer it to computer, and then upload it on a computer, which is a bunch of malarkey because you're recording it on your phone. So they want you to use these videos in your things, but they make it hard for the people who post just via their phone. And I post on a computer, but it just would be a lot easier on when I'm going to do a video if I could just do everything from the phone and not have to transfer that over to my computer. All right, so what else are we doing? Hoping to go see the movie Oppenheimer, is that what it's called? I went and saw Sound of Freedom last week, which if anybody hasn't gone seen that, go see it. I know that there's a lot of like, I don't understand the political argument over it. There are people saying it's like a QAnon movie or whatever. I'm like, it's a movie about kids being abducted and put into child slavery and the sex trade, and this American who, it's a true story, American who worked for Homeland Security, who went and rescued a bunch of kids. Like, I don't understand how that can be negative. Where is the negativity in that? I don't know. I don't get it. But it was a good movie. I wouldn't say it was a great movie. I'm sure they probably didn't have a really large budget. There wasn't like, it wasn't your traditional movie, which is sensationalized, a lot of explosions, a love romance, just stuff like that. Like a lot of the theatrical stuff you would see if you went to like an action movie, and this is kind of like an action movie. You don't get all of that stuff in this movie. But the story itself is really good, and it's really eye-opening, and it's, I don't know, I'm glad I saw it. And the problem is, unfortunately, the theater we saw it in was not a very nice theater. My area here in northern New York has got really crappy theaters. Now there's one theater I haven't gone through yet, the one in Potsdam. This is the one in Canton, and it is so run down. I kind of felt like I needed to go take a shower after I went to the movies. The soda was flat. The popcorn was good. The bathroom had no toilet paper. One of them was overflowing all over the floor. There was toilet paper all over the floor, which would explain why there was toilet paper. And probably was overflowing because people were putting like, it looked like napkins or paper towel type things in some of the toilets. Yet they didn't have like a hand, you couldn't dry your hands with a towel. There was no towel dispenser in the bathroom. And the hand dryer wasn't working. I mean, it was just a mess. The floors were all uneven, worn down carpet. It just, I won't go back there. And so Tony's like, oh, I really want to go see Oppenheimer. I hope I'm saying that right. And I said, well, why don't we go when we're down in Binghamton? So I looked up last night, and they have is it Regal, I think? They have an AMC and a Regal. And the recent reviews on Google were that it's a really nice theater, really clean, spacious seats and all this stuff. So I'm like, oh yeah, we are so going there. So I told him we'll go there and see the movie. So we're gonna go see that. There's been a lot of talk about the Barbie movie, and I know my daughter went and saw it. She said it was okay. I've had some friends see it, and they've been happy with it. And I think there's some reviews that aren't so good because the movie really is made for, I think it's made for an adult. It's PG-13, and when we were going to see Sound of Freedom, there were people buying tickets and they had little kids with them, like 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds, and quite a few of them. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this movie's not made for that age group. I said to my husband, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this isn't appropriate. It is and I looked it up later and I was like, oh, it's PG-13, right? So it's really for 13-year-old and up. They have a lot of jokes, from what I understand, that are kind of a sexual nature, and you know, maybe the young kids probably won't get it, but if they hear giggling from the adults and they're kind of like, what was that about? I don't understand that, right? They could be like that, or they could just be like, this is really boring because it wasn't made for kids. I think it's really just more of like a nostalgia type of movie for us to kind of go see. People in our age group that grew up with Barbies, even though these little kids did, it's just still not a kid movie. So I suggest if you're a parent, go see the movie first and then decide whether or not you want to bring your kid to it, if it's something that they should go see. There are some kid DVDs. You can, if your kid's like, I want to go see the Barbie movie, you can be like, hey, I got a Barbie movie we can put on. Or I got the Barbie movie, let's put it on our TV, and then put in a different Barbie movie that is made for kids, because there are some out there like Dreamtopia or something like that. Put that on and see. What else is going on? I'm almost at the UPS store. I don't like going to this UPS store because you got to park so far away from the building. But I also don't like going to UPS itself because they don't have a counter. And you literally just drop the package off and hope that they're going to scan it in. And that happened the other day. My husband dropped one off there, and I haven't been going there lately. I pretty much only brought my Amazon orders there. But he brought a package, and I said, Tony, please don't bring stuff to that UPS place anymore because I don't trust it. I'd rather go here to the UPS store, which I'm at, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And I'm at McDonald's. I just went and placed my order on my app, which, man, if you go to McDonald's, I know a lot of people don't. It's not very good for you. But every now and then, first of all, I probably come here most just to get my Diet Cokes. And I know they're not good for you. But I love McDonald's Diet Cokes. For some reason, it tastes so much better than any other fountain Diet Coke I get. So I decided to get a couple breakfast sandwiches, one for Tony. I had enough points, so I got him a free one, and then I got myself a sausage biscuit. I don't like eggs, so for me, I have a really hard time at breakfast. So I kind of have I don't even know if it's really lactose intolerant. I hope those windshield wipers aren't too annoying. But I get really phlegmy and stuff after I've had any type of dairy. So I used to have yogurt in the morning, but it just doesn't set well with me. And then not last time we went camping, but earlier this season when we went camping, I had picked up some cereal and I was eating cereal and I had the same reaction. I was just clearing my throat constantly when I was eating cereal. So I came through here and I'm like, all right, I'll get a breakfast sandwich, but I don't ever get it with egg, and which is nice because it's cheaper too. But I really have a hard time at home with what can I have for breakfast. So I need to eat low carb and no eggs, no milk, no dairy. So what do you eat? My doctor was like, you don't have to eat breakfast foods for breakfast. Eat, you can have a bowl of soup. Like, we eat whatever you want. That's, obviously still healthy. Not whatever you want, but you don't have to have breakfast food. But I'm like, well, I don't know, it just feels weird. That's okay. I don't need a receipt.
All right, you're good to go, honey.
All right, thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
I Nice and easy when you order online. I don't have to pay right here. I don't. A lot of times they just wave to me. Not because they know me, just because it's a mobile order. Thank you. Alrighty, thanks so much. I'm also wasting time because my post office doesn't open till 9:15. And should I go through? I'm trying to decide if I should go through town. No, I'm gonna go this way because I gotta waste 15 minutes to get to the post office. And I think I'm only about 12 minutes away. 12 minutes. That's how long I talked from when I hit record till I got to the UPS store. And the UPS store is like right there. So let's drive a little slower. How about that? We just won't go a little over the speed limit. We'll do the speed limit. And then we'll get there right as they open. And I'll be like, here you go, take it. Yeah, so if you have any suggestions what's good for breakfast, and I know that a lot of people have really good success with fasting and not even eating breakfast, and I have thought about that, but I do have my coffee in the morning. I have 1 cup of coffee. It just kind of starts my day. I'm usually by myself, me and the cat, and I have my coffee and check email, check my sales, check any alerts that came on my phone throughout the night. It's just, I really like it. And I know that like in the winter time, I went for a period where I was drinking tea in the morning. I was trying to kind of get myself off from coffee. And it was okay. It just really, I don't know, I just didn't do the same thing. And tea in the summer, just, I don't know why. I just don't want to drink tea in the summer versus tea in the winter. Now, I would do iced tea. And there are times when we're going to be camping where if I know we don't have electricity, so I can't make coffee in the morning because I know we got this thing where I can use it on the gas stove and you perk it that way. I don't even know how to use it. I don't even know how to start my gas stove. It's not like, I think I have to use matches or something, and I'd just prefer not to. I've never used the stove. We've never used the oven that we even have in it. I probably wouldn't buy one without it. It's nice to have in case we ever need it, but we haven't needed it in 2 years. And so I'll buy like the Starbucks Frappuccinos, and I'll just drink like one of those for my caffeine in the morning. And I'm not even sure I ever really noticed that I haven't had caffeine. I think it's just more the ritual of getting up, brewing the coffee, sitting down, sipping it. So yummy. I put hazelnut creamer in it, which my daughter's trying to get me to stop doing that because she says it's so bad for me. And it probably is, but I just don't like the taste of black coffee. And when I was at her house last week, we were babysitting her animals for her while they went to see Matchbox 20. And I didn't have any creamer. And because we ended up not stopping at the store, which really annoyed me, but I wasn't in control of the vehicle driving. And we got there and we didn't have any creamer, and I had coffee, and she's like, well, I got almond milk. So I used some of her almond milk, and it like, not really curdled. I don't know if it really curdled, but it like separated from the coffee. So when you stir it, it looks great, but if the minute you stop stirring, it like separates. So that was just kind of weird, and it just didn't taste the same. And I mean, it was still better than drinking black coffee, but it was, I think, vanilla almond milk. But I like my coffee in the morning, and I have 1 cup. So I figured, I don't know how much damage 1 cup of coffee can do. My doctor did tell me at one time to stop drinking coffee because I was grinding my teeth at night, which I probably still do. I'm not really sure. Tony hasn't said anything lately, except he did say the other day I was snoring really kind of weird. He says, you sounded like you were on a breathing machine, the way I was like breathing and snoring. But sometimes he would tell me, he's like, oh yeah, because I fall asleep at like 10 o'clock, and he stays up in bed reading Facebook or watching videos, or I don't know, YouTube, or I don't know what he does, honestly. But he, all I know is I'll wake up at like midnight to go to the bathroom, and he's still awake laying in bed. I see his glare of his screen in his face, and he'll be like, you were snoring, or I hear you've been grinding your teeth. I can hear you tapping them or whatever. So the doctor told me that caffeine, even just drinking caffeine in the morning, can create the bruxism at night for your teeth. That's what it's called when you like grind your teeth. In a lot of my teeth, I had crowns put on years ago on my molars, and I had triple dental insurance at one point, and they went in like any tooth that they could put a crown on that would potentially need it in the future, they went ahead and did it because it wasn't costing me anything. And so I got a lot of crowns. Pretty much, I think all my molars have crowns on them. Well, with all my bruxism, and I know pretty sure I've talked about this on the channel before, because I've been doing this for like 4 years now, and you know, I just talk about whatever. I was wearing down my crowns. Excuse me. So I mentioned it to the doctor because I didn't know if like a muscle relaxer would help me at night, where it would like relax my jaw, and maybe it would make it so I wouldn't grind them as much. Now I do know that like during the daytime, for a while I was even wearing a mouth guard during the day, because when I was like packing orders, if there's music, or even if it's worse if I don't have music. So if there's music playing, I'll sing to the music, which keeps my mouth moving, which probably is why this Travel Time Chit Chat series is pretty good for me, because otherwise I would be sitting here, I'd probably be listening to talk radio. And sometimes when I'm listening to talk radio, I'll have like music beats in my head, and I'll tap my teeth to the music. And I sometimes don't realize I'm doing it until I catch myself doing it. And it wore down my crowns. So I had new crowns put on here, because most of my crowns had cracked, had chipped away, had come off. Like when they took a picture of my teeth, when I went to this dentist for the first time here, they take like pictures of all your teeth, and he was showing me them, and I've never seen pictures of my teeth. I've never really looked in and stared at all of my molars. And they're like, I got really good teeth. Like my teeth are like really good. I have hardly any plaque or tartar, whatever it is, build up. I brush every day. I floss every day, multiple times a day. Like just really good teeth. My gums are great, but I got really soft teeth. So as a kid, I was just getting cavities all the time, even though we didn't eat a lot of junk and sugar because we just couldn't afford it in our house. That my teeth were just always had cavities. Always. Hence why I have so many crowns. Okay, mister, go ahead and pass me, because I gotta drive slow, so I'm not just sitting in front of the post office. We get 7 more minutes, and I think I'm only 5 minutes away. And I am going the speed limit, though. I'm not going under the speed limit. I'm doing the speed limit, 55. So it wore down, and it was really weird, because I could, like, let's say my crown was like a lot of them were silver, or later on they made them tooth colored, so they'd be like a tooth color, like a whitish beige color, and then you could see all of the like dark, like the non-covering. So like I had like a porcelain crown, and I wore the porcelain away so you could see like the dark metal underneath. And that is kind of weird, and some of it was like chipping off on one of my teeth. But now I got titanium in my mouth. So the new crowns they put on are titanium. Even though my dentist kept telling me that the wear on my crowns was not, first of all, hold on, scroll moment. $4.21 a gallon right there for gas in my local town. $4.21. It's ridiculous. Prices are going up. All right, so so he told me it's not from bruxism. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like if you got something and you're constantly rubbing and grinding and rubbing and grinding on it, it's gonna wear it down. So I couldn't understand why the dentist said it wasn't because of that. Very odd. He never even tried to sell me a mouth guard or anything, which is, I went to buy it, but he never even tried to sell me one. I just use like an over-the-counter one. I don't use them all the time. I only do it when I notice that I'm grinding a lot. Then, because I'll go in periods of time where I just grind all the time. So the doctor said, caffeine can cause it. If you drink caffeine in the morning, it can cause grinding of your teeth at night. And I'm like, 1 cup of coffee in the morning? That just seemed really odd because I don't drink coffee throughout the day. Like my mom used to drink coffee throughout the day. My dad did it too. And my grandmother. Like we'd go out to eat at dinner and grandma would be like, "Oh, take a cup of coffee." Like that's really just odd. Doesn't that keep you up? Nope, didn't. So yeah, so I did that for a while, cut out coffee, and didn't really notice a difference. I was still grinding my teeth. I think it was stress, but I don't know. I'm kind of under stress now. Like I'm always stressed. When am I not? If you're a reseller, when are you not stressed? Okay, let's see. Oh, I got 5 minutes. She's already here. Let's see if she's opened up. So we got a new girl. Her name is Morgan. I finally asked her what her name was. She said Morgan. I got my breakfast. It's getting cold. All right, Morgan. I hope you open up a little early because I don't want to wait. No, she hasn't opened yet. All right, so we're going to sit here, I guess, and wait for her to open. I got some videos I did yesterday, got them edited, put them up. So if you haven't seen them, one's talking about like prepping for Q4, and the other one's talking about one of my other YouTube channels. I actually got 3, and in that video I meant to talk about the other one, but I never did. So I'll probably do that one in another video. I decided that I'm probably going to do some videos on the in the RV. So I'm going to record some travel time chit chats when we're traveling in the RV. I'm going to test it out. The RV is really loud. It's a house on wheels. There's a lot of shaking. They pretty much say, like, the experts are like, oh, imagine a house that's under an earthquake all the time. Like that's what a motorhome is like. So they're saying how you just want to make sure everything's secured and whatever. But so it makes a lot of rattling noise. Then the motor itself is really loud. It's a V10. It's a Ford 450. It's a V10. It's just really loud. So I don't know if it's going to be too loud. So I'm going to kind of keep an eye on that. You know what? It just dawned on me. I can put these in the blue box. I'm going to go put these in the blue box. Oh, I don't want to pause you. Let me pull up. I don't want to pause you because that means I'm going to have to edit. And I don't want to edit. So I'm just going to pull up and throw these in the blue box. They fit. I don't have to stay here and wait. I did want to show you guys. See this little thing? I know I've showed you my post office before, but look. Here's my post office. I can't back up enough. Hold on. So there's this post office. There's the edge. And well, you can't see, but oh, see right there, right behind my head? There's the other edge. That's how tiny this post office is. Oh, hold on for my hand. I'm not editing my hand out. Okay, so there. That's good. I forgot that I could just throw them in the blue box. Hello. So some people are like, but Tamara, you didn't get it scanned. You didn't get your packages scanned. I never wait and get them scanned. And I haven't told this one. Tony had mentioned something to her one day, but I want to, at some point I probably really need to just take the time and talk to her, because she did say when I dropped some stuff off the other day, she goes, do you have a business? And I said, oh yeah, I sell on eBay and Poshmark and Etsy and Mercari and Amazon. I do want to give her a heads up for Q4. I mean, I've been bringing in 2 IKEA bags. Today I only had 3, but that's because I extended my handling time to 10 days, and I already put a lot of the other platforms on vacation mode. But yeah, so I want to talk to her how the importance of making sure she scans everything. And again, I know Tony said something to her, but I'd like to just talk to her about it. I just drop off my bags and I leave, and then the next day I pick up my bags. So if for some reason she misses a scan, the rules are, and this is what I told the guy, Peter, and then Steven, who I had after Peter, who I really miss Peter. I liked him a lot. Morgan seems like she's nice too, but Steven, I don't know. I had mixed bags about him. And as long as everything gets scanned, I'll just drop and leave. And then they can scan it when it fits in their day the best. They're only open till 1:30, 9:30 to 1:30. So if I drop it off at 10, and you're really busy still putting mail in the post office box, because the town where this post office is doesn't deliver mail to people's houses, so a lot of people have to come in and get their mail in their post office box, which is like my in-laws. They live a little bit away, and that's what they have to do. So if that's the case, then you know, so that works out good. But if it gets to a point where they're not, she misses scans, then I will stand there and wait for her to scan everything. I really don't want to do that. So I'm hoping by putting the fear of me having to stand there and wait for her to scan things every time is enough for them to not miss a scan. It's a very slow post office. And I know I've said this before, that, you know, I've been told by the Peter that was there previously that the post office is pretty much staying open because the amount of business that I give it, and that if I didn't give it as much, that they probably would have closed it by now, because there's been a lot of talk about it, because it's just really small post office. And with the limited hours and all that, it's probably something that they could easily say, hey, we're just going to cut out this post office. But I do know that, you know, they're not full-time employees, and they don't pay them benefits and all that kind of stuff, the people who work at this office, which kind of stinks. I know that, like, Peter, he left because he could get a full-time job. He says even though he was working less hours, so figure this one out. He got a job at the main post office in the city, and he's working less hours than he is at this one, because he used to work from, I think, like 7 to 9 at that one, and then come and work at this one. And then he would get done this one at 1:30, and he would be at the big post office at 2, and then work till I don't know what time. And so he was putting in all these extra hours, but they still considered him part-time, even though he was working full-time hours. To me, that would be a labor violation, right? Like, he should get his union involved in that, but, you know, whatever. So, so this person there, they work 6 days a week. I would not want that job at all. All right, I really wanted to park here so I wasn't next to here for my mother-in-law, but now that my husband is parked, I'm just gonna park over here. Oh, do I want to park way over here? Because then I got to deal with walking in the rain. I wanted to keep that open for my mother-in-law when she comes over and takes care of the cat and stuff. All right, we'll figure this out. Now I got to walk in the rain. I don't like that idea at all, but all right, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Next time you see a video, it will be the RV video, probably. I don't know the order I'll put these all up in, but hopefully I'll be good and remember the order that I recorded them in. All right, see you later. Bye.